Today we're going to be going over the glute bridge exercise, which, as the name suggests, is a great exercise for your glutes, as long as you do it correctly. So we're going to be going over a few key points here today, which should help you get the most out of your glute bridge. Let's start with the setup. So there's two key points I want you to do before you even start your glute bridge. The first is what distance your feet are away from your hips. Now, as a good guide, you should have your heels just further than where your fingertips can reach. That way, we should get the glutes firing more than the hamstrings or quads. If your feet are too far away, you'll probably feel it through your hamstrings, and that's a good indication to bring those feet a little bit closer. Now, before we even start our glute bridge, we also want to do something called posterior pelvic tilt. Now, that means we're going to tilt our pelvis so that our lower back starts to flatten out on the ground. That's going to cut out some of the work that you may feel in your lower back. So from here, tilt the pelvis, flatten out the back, and now we're ready to drive up into our glute bridge. Now, as I drive up, I'm really trying to put the pressure through my heels rather than through my forefoot like that. So what I like to do is actually lift my forefoot off the ground, lift my toes up to make sure that I can only push through my heels. Now, you may not be able to, but you want to aim to get into one straight line from your shoulders all the way up to your knees. So you're really trying to drive this glute bridge as high as you possibly can. Now, at the top of the movement is where our glutes are firing the most. So what I like to do is do a short pause at the top before going back down again. We're talking just 1 second, get a good squeeze before returning back to the bottom. All right, guys, follow those few key points with your glute bridge and you should get those glutes firing in no time. Check out some of these other videos where I go through some other bodyweight exercises that you can do with this exercise.